Happy Monday. It is Monday. It's going to be icy and miserable here starting, so we're going to bang out today's Facebook Live. We got some new tech today, so I'm excited about this. It's in 1080. I guess that's HD. So why are we here today? Well, today we are going to be talking about messaging and defining who buys your product or service. And this is probably one of the most important things that you can do to reduce the spend on your marketing budget and increase the dollars you generate from that. So really our mindset for today, the mindset key is focus. And you know what we focus on is what we attract. So let's just get right into it. The question for everybody here is, who is your ideal client? Do you know who your ideal client is? It's going to be pretty much today's topic. So let's just go into it, building a customer persona. And when we build customer personas, we start with the strongest one. We're going to talk about that today. But for each of your buyers and people who buy your products and services, there should be a specific buyer persona. It's not all that hard to do, which is great. And that's what we're going to walk through, how to build your buyer persona. That we have a bunch of attributes that every persona has, and depending on your product or service, we've listed out a bunch here. It could be the age of your buyers, what hobbies they have, their gender, family stuff, their salaries, where they're located. We'll talk about demographics in a few minutes, what their education levels are, what their job role or title is. And each one of these may break down into certain personas as well, right? Because you're going to address a CFO in a company differently than you're going to address a CEO or a COO. And because the reason for this and what we're trying to get into is what are their goals and challenges. The big thing that I find when we're working with people is that everybody sells what they think these people want. And the reality of it is successful people really focus on the client's needs and wants, not their own. And it's a kind of a shift in the mindset. We talk about multiple personas, and you must focus on what your client needs are and not your needs. And what I mean by that is we all think our services, offerings, products have value, or we wouldn't be doing them. But the problem that we face is that we take what we think and we apply it to the people buying it. And the successful people know how to take what their product and service is and solve the client's problems. So always be thinking about your client. Let's talk a little bit about how we build these personas, right? I mean, it's pretty simple. So a couple tactics we can use is, you can look at your current customer base already. You can interview them, you can send out some surveys and various things, but you can take a look at, why did you buy our product? What was the most valuable? What was the most intriguing? What was the value proposition that allowed you to do that? We always look at the competition. What is your competition doing? The competition is if they're having success, well, they may have dialed it in. Go take a look at their websites. Go look at their demographics. Go look at where they're selling and how they're doing it. That's always an appropriate thing to do. And then when you look at your products, features, and benefits, you map that to who actually benefits from them. Okay, so just to kind of recap a little bit, we're looking at your ideal client and how these attributes come up with the persona. And then we start to look at how your product and service offering applies value to those personas. It also allows you to, when you have an ideal client mapped out, you have that persona done, it allows you then to direct your focus time for solution development on those specific things. So one of the things that we do and we're a huge fan of is sending out a simple survey to our demographics. And outside, we're just starting to get the little bit of the ice that's coming, so we're gonna probably wrap this up so we can get out of the office today and get home safe. But when we're focused on that solution development, and whether it's the messaging for the product or a new product, the survey that we send out is really around two questions. What needs does your client have? And if you filled that need, what would the outcome that they want be, right? It's 2 questions. You can send that out, SurveyMonkey. It's simple, it's free, and you can get a lot of great feedback on that. We just did one of those not so long ago, and people are like, it's sales, it's social media management, and the outcomes were more clients, how to sell more of a specific product, and things of that nature to really get to their needs. So that allows us to come up with new ways to either message what we do, which is what we've been doing, or it allows us to create a new package and a new offering that then we can market. And tomorrow and on Wednesday, we're going to talk about social media tactics for really driving this message. But if you don't have this, if you don't understand who's buying your product, you don't understand any of that, then all the tactics in the world don't work, or they're not quite as effective. So value. Oh, that's going to be on Wednesday, I'm being told by my coordinator. So let's talk about some tactics about how you can build this. So these are some general questions. Understanding salary is important if you're going out to consumers. Do they have the money to buy your product? Where are they located? A few of the things that we've done, especially when we're looking to scale our own business, is what's the footprint that we can drive our products and services and our offerings within? Was it in a region, Central PA? Can we take that internationally, which we have? Woohoo! So how do you scale that? And we'll get into more tactics on scaling businesses at a later date, but that's it. So a couple things you can do when you understand this is you can also go back and ask and interview your current clients, why they buy, review websites and social media analytics, see who's visiting your sites, who's coming in via social media. Those types of things are always really good. Are you getting the right types of conversions? Are they signing up? You can go out, and once you understand this, one of the things that we do when we're coming up with an area is we also go out and start looking at the companies in the area. Who's in this area? So there's some great free resources. You can go to pretty much any public website and get on their, they have like a Dun & Bradstreet like tool. You can go out, you can create lists, you can sort it by company size, number of employees, revenue, all these sorts of things. So these resources are free. All you need is a library card, right? Because again, we're not here to spend a gazillion dollars doing very basic things that can be done for free. And you can review with your own, if you have a sales team, with your own sales team, like who's buying, who are your messages resonating. And the thing that I'm hugely passionate about is being able to measure these things to ensure that, yeah, these things are resonating and you're getting the results out of it. Because if you're not getting results, then maybe you need to tweak some of the messaging. The other thing that I'll say, we talked a little bit earlier about your personas. You might have multiple buyer personas. And it doesn't mean that you need fresh and brand new content for each persona every single time. You may just need to tweak your original one and, again, add the values and fears of that specific persona to it, again, so that it resonates with them. So, I'm going to close with this, I think. When you focus on specific clients and a specific demographic and a specific persona, that's what you're going to attract. And you think about that in your messaging and how you're talking when you're networking and when you're writing sales collateral or when you're putting a Facebook post out or when you're sending a mailer out, all of that, when it's hyper-focused, you're going to get that back. It's one of the laws of attraction. So, hope this was helpful. We're going to talk about the value and driving into more specific tactics on how you take your persona and drive that out in your messaging. And I hope everybody has a very safe and safe day today, given the crappy weather and the ice that we're about to get. So have a wonderful day, everybody. Take care.